Dumbo set visit report: a different type of live-action Disney film. Screen Rant had the opportunity to visit the set of Disney's live-action movie, at Pinewood Studios outside of London, way back in September 2017. Directed by Tim Burton, starring Colin Farrell as Holt Ferrier, Michael Keaton as Vice Admiral Vanderveer, we joined approximately a dozen other entertainment journalists in checking out the set of Dumbo more than a year ago, about halfway through the movie's development. What we saw was, Dumbo is the star of Medici and Vanderveer's circuses, but that doesn't mean Burton and Disney have disregarded everything else. Everything in the train. Interestingly, of all the things on set that are original and were acquired specifically for the film are the vehicles, such as the Ford Model T. An iconic car in American history that's regarded as the first vehicle to be affordable for the middle class. The Ford Model Ts seen in Disney's Dumbo movie are real. They were purchased. Costume designer Colleen Atwood went to great lengths to make sure Dumbo's costumes resembled the circuses from that time period, including visiting in Florida and Wisconsin, as well as researching circuses in New York. She specifically expanding upon the notion that Burton's Dumbo movie isn't a straight remake of Disney's animated classic. Atwood mentioned that the only real aspect from the animated movie that was adapted into the live-action version was the color palette aside from the story, that is. This can already, of course, while Dumbo is extraordinarily accurate to its time period of post-WWI, which includes the circus designs, the costumes, many of which contain faded colors and have been worn out, and the color scheme. Atwood cautions that Dumbo isn't meant to be a documentary-esque look into the past. Rather, Dumbo. Subscribe for the hottest movie, TV, and gaming news. Asterisk, I agree to let Screen Rant send me emails.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.